Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It is your boy, the Crypto Siege, with another day in the life and the crazy life that is cryptocurrency. What's good, guys? Good morning. I wanted to hop on here. I got my headphones in. Interestingly enough, some people have commented, "Dude, you need a new car." There's something. So I've got a couple of assessments from my subs: power steering, suspension. Dude, I hope XRP hits and moons so you can get a new car. Hilarious. So anyway, I'm hoping that the headphones will help drown out the noise when I go up and down them hills and I think it's the suspension shocks or something like that. Interestingly enough, it's funny because I don't drive my other car, my Lexus. When I take this morning drive, I don't drive it. Usually 90% of the time I drive this car, which is about 12 years old, interestingly enough. So anyway, guys, wanted to talk about a tweet from Donald Trump this morning, and I was wondering if you guys are believing the hype behind that tweet. Are you believing that tweet? Like, did you fall for it? And you guys are smart. I'm sure you didn't. You know, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, I'm not a fan of them. Blah 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 blah. Right? And like, we all know that this dude signed the executive order 13772, I believe it is, mentions the company Ripple at least three times in that executive order, had the people from Ripple in the White House. Like, come on over. So, you know, he said Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, you know, it could mean a couple of things, but overall, he knows what's going on with XRP without question. And he certainly can't tell the world, right? You got people, right? You got Putin and those cats from China watching, right? So you can't play your hand, right? You can't show your hand, rather, right? You can't do that. You don't want to do that, right? So, yeah, I'm not buying that. Now, he might not be a big fan of Bitcoin because he knows about the greatest digital asset ever created. So he might not be a fan of Bitcoin because he knows about XRP. But overall, you know, he understands the digital asset space without question. And for me, that was about, you know, misdirection, right? Smoke and mirrors, that statement, right? Because he can't show the world what he might have planned. Now, I get that, you know, it's pretty much been confirmed about the US dollar and trying to do what he can. You know, he may still be on that route, but I know he has a backup plan if that doesn't happen. If countries continue, if that number continues to add up of other countries wanting to move away from the US dollar, and that is certainly going on without question. That's going on like big time. So, but he has a backup plan. I'm certain of that. I'm certain they do. And it is, in my opinion, it is all things XRP. I love hearing again about Bill and Melinda Gates and what they're doing in that foundation, because months ago, way back, they had talked about, you know, they were going to solve the the poverty problem around the world. And I remember I did a video earlier on in my channel about being able to solve the world's poverty because of the digital asset space. And, you know, in some places, you know, 10, 15 cents a day, or, you know, $2 a week can save family after family after family after family. And the biggest challenge is that it has always been that it costs so much more money to send it. It costs so much more money to send 20 cents that it has never been worth the while. But now we can do, you know, micropayments, and now we can do things for virtually free because of the XRPL, right, the ledger. And it's going to change things. And in fact, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation did partner with Ripple through their the CTO, Stefan Thomas, and Coil. And you know, they're in the works of being able to provide these micropayments to underdeveloped countries, in some places in Africa, for example, right? So that's a big thing, and that's a great thing. And again, Ripple partnered with them. They partnered with Ripple, not EOS, not Cardano, right? There's a reason for that, right? It's Bill Gates, right? You get it? Right? There's a reason for that. So really, really excited about all things that are XRP. But I hope you guys got that tweet from Donald Trump. I hope you understand the real deal behind that. We're in a great space. We're early adopters in this new asset class. And I hope you guys get that. We are the early adopters in this new asset class that is digital assets. And just imagine that. Just imagine how significant. Imagine if you were around before there was a real estate asset class. Imagine if you were around before there was a precious metals asset class, before there was a commodities asset class, right? Imagine if you were the early adopters, then how, you guys would have we all would have generational wealth. And that's the opportunity that we have now. So we're really, really blessed. And we're especially blessed in that we hold the greatest digital asset ever created. I hope you guys had a chance to increase your position yesterday. And I know I did a video and some people commented that they in fact did. So that is awesome. On XRP, increase your position on XRP without question. Exciting times. 3 for 1 yesterday. I haven't looked at the prices yet this morning. 3 for 1 though. That is awesome. That's a great deal. Without question, that is a great deal. So, every time we turn around with XRP and Ripple, every rock you unturned, there's Ripple right there. Every rock. Turn over something here, there's a Ripple, there's XRP. You turn over something there's Ripple and XRP. It is outstanding. So guys, July I think is going to be massive. I don't know what today's date is. It's 11th or 12th. But SBI is going to go live. That volume is going to start to make some things happen. Remember, right now, one of the biggest things that negatives, if you will, cons, if you will, for the digital asset space is illiquidity, right? The lack of liquidity, because the vast majority of people in the asset space are holding on to the digital asset and not using it. I think probably, Cardano, the Fossil Cardano, get a little bit of more utility because in Japan, they got a lot of places in Japan where you can actually use the Cardano, right? And they got QR things and you can scan and use Cardano, which I think is smart and it's genius. But the biggest thing people need to understand about XRP is it was not designed for you and I to hold it. It wasn't designed for you and us to even, in fact, have it. Initially it was. Initially it was a P2P. Brittle kind of started that. If you read Wikipedia him or read up on him, he started it out that way. And they did, in fact, pivot. And what's his name? Chris, maybe he made a decision to kind of pivot because he recognized the need in the financial world and kind of pivoted. And thank God he did, because we're going to do something massive in terms of global economic crises with XRP and solving the liquidity problem. But just understand that, when things get going and the switch is turned on, utility is going to be massive, and it's going to be massive for the digital asset space. Because listen, I hope you can hear CNBC and CNN and MSNBC, and they may have Brad Garlinghouse on. They may have the people from NASDAQ. They may have the people from Bakkt, and they're talking about XRP and its use case because of the switch being turned on, and they're seeing the volume and they're seeing the price, and they're going to be able to say, these people that are on, if it's Brad Garlinghouse, being able to say, currently, 70% of the banks in India are online with that traffic. They'll be able to say that this bank in MoneyGram is actually facilitating through MoneyGram, 30 of the top banks You see what I'm saying? They'll be able to make and prove, if you will, that argument for why the volume's going up, the price is going up. There are use cases. There are real world use cases that provide liquidity and showing utility in the marketplace. And that will make all the difference and make all the sense out there from mainstream media. Once that happens, just like they got the stock ticker going across, right? Once, telling the prices, once that happens, once that mainstream media catches on and starts doing it, because it's going to happen, like you can't deny it, it's going to happen. So when they find out about HSBC using XRapid, when they find out about UBS using XRapid, they already said $25 to $1. It went down from their cost of $25 to $1 because of XRapid. When that stuff starts getting out in mainstream media, because it's not getting out in mainstream media yet, but once it does, it's over. Once you see the XRP index and all that stuff start being talked about and promoted, and it's over. It's over once that happens. So guys, I hope you prepare for that. I hope you can see that, right? The definition of vision is seeing it before the masses see it. So I hope you can see that, because I can picture this clear as day. Brad or anyone else from Ripple, or I don't know if it's, Mark Carney talking about it, but I can see them all being interviewed and being on these shows. And they're talking about real world use case. That's why that's one of his things. He's always talking about utility, use case, utility. And he's talking about how 99% of the digital asset space out there are going to be probably gone because they haven't proven their use case. They don't have a real world use case. Great concepts, great ideas, but how is it being used in the real world to solve real problems? And listen, mainstream media and the masses get real world use cases in solving real problems. Like, oh yeah, okay, it does. Oh yeah, I understand that. They don't understand cryptography, right? They don't understand interledger protocol, right? They don't understand hyperledger. They have no, first layer, second layer. They don't understand all that, but they understand real world use case. They understand that. And what do you think is going to happen when the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation starts talking about what they're doing because of Ripple and Coil? What do you think that's going to do? It's just a matter of time, guys. What do you think is going to happen when they're being interviewed, when Bill Gates is being interviewed and he mentions Ripple and he mentions Coil? What do you think is going to happen then, right? So be prepared for that, because it's coming, guys. It's coming without question. And don't fall for that hype from that tweet from President Donald Trump. It's smoke and mirrors, my friends, without question. So guys, listen, never ever forget that old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us continue to be a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know. The battle for you has already been fought. And the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.